Good evening, good evening, good evening. All right, all right. My name is Edward Townsend. I'll be your moderator tonight, this Wednesday night wisdom podcast. Wisdom. So let me get my scripture out of the way. And it's coming from James 1, chapter 1, 4, 5, and 6. James 1, 4, 5, and 6. Wisdom from the Lord. It says, and number 4, and let endurance have its perfect result, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. That's wisdom. Okay. Number 5 says, and let endurance, but if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives to all men generously and without reproach, and it will be without reproach, and it will be given to him. That's powerful. Wisdom. Everything with the Lord is free. We just have to be willing to accept him, his commandments, and have faith in what he says he will do. All right. Number 6, but let him act in faith without any doubting. For, for one who doubts is like the surf of the sea, driven, tossed by the wind. You know me, I fear, doubt, and skepticism. I don't deal in it. So that's the word talking about doubting. It's not in us to doubt. We got to have faith to build that power to be able to do things. So that's good wisdom tonight. That's why it's called Wisdom Wednesday. I will read a scripture on every Wednesday night to give us that wisdom from God, the word of wisdom from God. And you know me, the word seeds are powerful. I live by the word seeds. Excuse me. So let's step right into it. Success comes from removing excuses and battling the challengers. Remember, changes in your life are people that still stuck in the norm. Now, just always remember, the norm is what everyone else is automatically doing. They don't think nothing else because it's been programmed in them for so many years. If you're 40 years old, you got 40 years of programming thus far up until this day. We're going to teach you how to reprogram yourself in your thinking, in your wisdom, in your knowledge, and your finances. Because the way we think about finances is outdated. Okay? We got to get out of bondage. Bondage still exists. Anytime I can't do anything unless someone else say, this is the way, you got to do it this way, this is the way we do it. That's bondage. What about what the Lord gave you to do? Like I'm here this Wednesday night doing what thus says the Lord as far as finances is concerned. I vowed to be here tonight to do Wisdom Wednesday podcast and to give and knowledge and understanding and wisdom to the people that's willing to receive. Willing to receive. I've been out here on this journey for 37 years. 37 years. And I've always found the biggest problem is people don't stand, don't believe in anything, always following, always looking for something to give, for someone to give them the things that they need to be successful. It's not happening anymore. And it's getting worse and worse and worse. Every time for the last 3, 4, 5 years, I've been saying the same thing: the have and the have-nots. I mean, just because it's not widespread, don't mean it's not happening. I'm just giving you an insight on what I see and what the Lord has shown me that's taking place, which He's been showing me all these years. 1988, I heard about the robots and what they would be doing. Now, every commercial, every day, and all kind of programs talk about what the robot's going to do. They even want to humanize them. See what I'm saying? This been going on for years. So if the robot can cook burgers and wait on people in a restaurant, what happened to the people that had a job doing that? I saw a restaurant the other night where the robots, they can't get people to come to work. So this particular restaurant had some robots programmed to take the order, take it to the kitchen, bring the order back to the table. The whole process that a human person does. So time is changing, situations are changing. It's time for us to change. I look at so much going on today, but see, some people change and some people do things to change for the betterment of themselves. See, I'm talking about as a group, as a culture of people changing to make things better. And it's not going to change until you start changing it. Nothing happens by itself. It takes somebody to make the movement first. See, check this out. Investors, they use money to invest, to have income producing assets. That's the I quadrant of Robert Kiyosaki 4 quadrant, right? They're an investor. And they don't know nothing about nothing else, right? But they have money to invest. I want to show you my goal to where the investor can invest and make money and have ownership as well. There is I'll use me for example. There's me, a business-oriented business builder. Know all it is to know about being in business, starting business, operating business, keeping business successful. But the investor don't have that. He have money to do that. Now we got 500 more people over here. That's part of the 1,000 people that we're getting together for the Houston Wall Street movement. 1,000 members. Now you take 500 people over there. Half of them got good credit. Some are lawyers, some are doctors, some don't have good credit, but they got excellent work ethics. So my point is, 1,000 people carry so much perfection within that 1,000 people and due diligence and skills till we have everything that we need. So we don't have to wait. We can make things happen now, like next month. We're talking about $1 million assets, $1 million income producing assets. Won't give you the whole detail, but once you become a member, you'll be privy to the details. Just know that it's taking place. Take these videos, this information, get motivated on Monday, get knowledge and wisdom on Wednesday. Learn more about financial investments and income producing assets on Friday. Take all of that and make a decision. Remove fear, doubt, and skepticism out of your decision making process. So we got to reprogram our mindset. because we've been conditioned all our life to the norm. I'm going to give you what my parents gave me, what their parents gave them. Go to school, get a good education, penny pinch and save. No, get a good education, get a good job, penny pinch and save, and retire, and you'll be all right. Don't work no more. Don't work no more. There's no such thing. We got more education in America than anybody on the planet. Education. We have enough degrees to run coast to coast, but there's no wealth in the environment. The wealth has been made when they got the degrees. Millions of people paying to get the degrees of higher education to hire themselves out to the norm, the way it go, to a job. You kind of see what I'm saying? To a job that's building wealth for that person who owns the job and their family. So now you're in that revolving cycle that's not in. So you're still in bondage. Go to school, get a good education. Business and education is subject specific, and it's a business. Get a good job. When you graduate, get a good job. That's what I say. Go hire yourself out to someone else. Why not start your business or pursue a business, get a job if you need immediate cash, and then start working for your own business on the side, right? Okay, now you went to school, you got the degree, you got the job. Now, the older parents say, penny pinch and save. Well, I understand what God said. There's no lack. There's no little. You're either going to go big or go home. You see what I'm saying? Penny pinch and save. That's still under faith. I'm going to make $1 million. I got faith that I can do it. The Lord said I can do it in Deuteronomy 8:18. He already gave me the power. I just got to go do it. See what I'm saying? So there's other ways of doing things, but we've been programmed to do things a certain way. And that's what we've been over and over and over and over. But see, things change. We won't change our mind. We won't step out of the norm. We won't become this, but situations forces us to do things. My mom said she would never have a microwave oven. She liked cooking the old-fashioned way. Now she got 2 or 3 microwave. See what I'm saying? So tradition will change the way you think or want to do things. So let's not be pushed into changing. Let's change because we want to change for the better. And that's what I'm talking about. See, as a unit, we got power. And you will see how much power we have. Once we get the group, the 1,000 people, you will see the power that we have. Mind-blowing. I'm not talking about 3, 4, 5 years. I'm talking about mind-blowing, instantaneously, right now. Just like we got now faith, take that now faith and say, hey, I'm going down that road. I haven't built wealth all these years I've been here. I just been working till I don't even think wealth anymore. I don't think generational wealth. I don't think about generational things for the kids, the family, and so on. I don't think about leaving a legacy because I've been consumed in the norm that other people control. Time out for that. Let's get serious. Going to hear more and more about this. I'm going to truly pour more into it every single day because, see, the time is now. Been waiting for what? 2 years, almost 2 years for 1,000 people. But I got patient because I understand the process. So there's been a lot learned and done in that time. Now is the time to make it happen. That take faith walking people to step out on faith and do things, not just, some people I admire to the max, but their faith walk is weak, is one-sided. See, we don't want that. We want a culture of like-minded people that think alike, and we're all going to be successful. I'm not looking for it just for me, or I wouldn't be here talking. See what I'm saying? So we got go to school, get that good education, get that degree, get that good job. We're not gonna penny pinch and save. We're gonna make it happen. And retire and get a good job and retire. And you'll be all right. There's no such thing as good jobs. The best job you can have is you. That's self-employment, but we're going to take you on to business ownership. There's no such thing as a good job. It's good for the people that own a company, but a good paying job with benefits, so that pension is out. Sure, you better do the 401ks as a starting as something, but believe me, you ain't the only one that's making money from the 401k. I want all my money working for me or my cause. And me is me, and my cause is the group of like-minded people that's associated with me, and their causes align with me and the causes that we are pursuing. Okay? So that old-fashioned way that I was brought up and what I was taught is gone. It never existed. It was a good dream in the past. It was better than chopping and picking cotton like I did in Southern Arkansas. And you heard the story. I told the story about my upbringing and how I became an entrepreneur when I was introduced to it, and so on and so forth. You heard about all of that. But October the 23rd, go on my website, and from 1950 to 2001, return form is going to be done. Join that. Go to LinkedIn and chime in and become a member of Houston Wall Street Movement, and be on that call. Let your voice be heard, because October the 23rd, there will be 1,000 people, the core group of people, 1,000. There will be many, many, many million afterwards. But the core group of people, like-minded people that start something big, like everything else is done in the world, somebody started somewhere. Jesus had 12 disciples. Now look at it. Christians all over the world, billions of them. See, forget about oneness. Forget about me, myself, and I. Let's come together as a unit and do the things that we know need to be done, and be a part of what we don't know that needs to be done. We can always learn something every day. There's no self-made millionaires. If you didn't inherit $1 million from your parents, if you didn't get $1 million from somewhere, there's no self-made millionaire. Somebody had to help you do it. Michael Jordan, not a self-made millionaire. He had a lot of people putting information into him about, okay, don't worry about the basketball. Make money in the basketball. But look, you need to be you. You have some special talents and skills. You need to market those things. Okay? So now it's Michael Jordan. Name is synonymous with wealth, because that's just what he did. But he didn't do it by himself. Somebody gave him the knowledge, showed him the way. So that's a difference. So forget about this self-made millionaire. Let's go out and build millionaires. That's what it takes. See, everything that we lost God can do it overnight back together. But we got to reach that point to where he said, it's done. See what I'm saying? We still have miracle powers, but we don't use it. I'm speaking everything that I have power to do. I'm speaking it to make it happen. Unify with me in the Houston Wall Street movement, and let's go build wealth for everyone. Time out for usury. All the companies out there that, it's so sad. I have people in my hometown. There's a shoe company there, and people work there 30 or 40 years for $7 an hour. Did you hear me? $7 an hour. After 20, 25, 30 years, $7 an hour. That's usury. Big contracts, military contracts with shoes and other types of shoes, or medical shoes, or working shoes, all types, millions of dollars made. But because it was a small town, people working there didn't have to have skills, small thinking mentality, or just needed extra money, and they settled with the job. See what I'm saying? It still exists. It exists. Fighting to not to pay $15 an hour. That ain't enough. Should be making $25, $30 an hour for the ones that want to work, so that they can do something and have money to do something with, not struggle and be $1 million for the payday loan, the title loan places, and all the other people out there that's preying on the people that's financially broke and in debt. Then you have our establishment, our senators fighting over what the government did to help the people that's struggling. The people make everything happen. All companies wouldn't make no money if the people would stop using products and services, because they don't own none. We fund everything in the United States that's going on. We buy gas, we buy food, we buy clothes, we buy everything hit the market. We pay light, gas, water, but we don't own any, not even investing in most of them. See what I'm saying? So we are the power that promotes everything. Where's the dough? I was with a company for 25 years, helped it from the start till I was kicked out. There in the beginning, part of the growth, decision making. All they did was bring a name to the table, and we built it. No different than what we're doing now in the United States, building everything for everybody. And we have pennies. We suffer. We work 25, 30 years and still can't retire. But if you look at what the senators make, over $200-something thousand a year for life. When they retire, they still get $200,000. The president get $450,000 or more. And then they have the audacity to talk about $1,200 that the president gave people stimulus in. Not right. How dare you? Downsize your income and help somebody. Time out for this political fighting backwards and forward. Best man for the job. It's the way I see it. Good stuff. Just because you're a Democrat, Republicans say it's bad. Well, I don't agree with the Republicans, so the Democrats said they bad. Time out for that. Let's make things happen, because the little people that's making everything happen is suffering. They are working. They own the thing they know. That's why I talk like I do, because I want everybody to know it ain't fair. God ain't pleased. But see, sometimes We got to do a little something. We got to say, I'm not in that. I'm doing my own thing. I'm over here with these godly people that's making things happen for everybody. Not saying that you won't have to do it sometime or a little time, but not locked in. Most jobs you're not going to have a job 5 to 10 years. The ones that's out there. Technology is taking over. It's time to change. It's time to do something different. I tell everybody every day, I haven't struggled since I left home in Arkansas, chopping and picking cotton. Because I say, man, it's got to be something better than this. Sun up to sundown for $3 a day. My dad drove tractors and all of the farm hard work for $5 a day, 50 cents an hour. But we made it. So hard work is not a problem to me. But I'm focused on what God talks about. That's wealth, building wealth. Or he wouldn't say it if it wasn't possible. So that's why I'm speaking, saying, let's go get it. Let's go do it. It's not impossible. It can change the situation in your life that's been going on overnight. And I pray every night that he do just that, including for myself. Like I said, I was in bondage for over 25 years, but I trusted man. And he had to knock me down to show me what was taking place. So I asked to retire. I have nothing to retire for. Everything that I built for 25 years took it for a little or nothing. But that's all right. See, I was tired. It was time to do something else. God said, do your own thing. You've been saying it for years. Now it's time to do it. So that's why I'm here tonight, giving you that wisdom so that you could see that it's the real stuff out there, no matter what it looked like. It can be good or it can be bad. Pray that it's not usury. It's an ugly word, usury. Everybody deserves to be paid their worth if they're going to work for you. Even the debt system, credit repair, and all that stuff. God told us in the biblical days, said, set them free. Forget the debt that they owe you. You knew when they came to you, the surety that you gave them, you knew in the beginning this possibility that they wouldn't be able to pay it back. Released our brothers. They didn't do it. Took portions of that and made credit repair and all the other stuff they got out there to hold people in bondage. See, it was just in the beginning, it was just to show John had 3 banks in town. John went to bank number 1, borrowed $2,000. He went to bank number 2, borrowed $2,000. Bank number 3, and borrowed $2,000. The credit bureau was set up for that purpose, just to know if John yesterday borrowed $2,000 from bank 1, now he's over here at number 2 bank to borrow $2,000. It was done for that purpose. Now, usury and money. You can't get an apartment, some jobs you can't get, you can't buy nothing, just all messed up because of the credit. Now made that system work for everything, but it's more focused on the people that's doing the hard work. Sure, a person had a hard time one time, fell on bad times, wasn't able to meet the obligation, but it's so bad, they can never get enough money to do anything. Then there's Mr. Tax, Boston Tea Party today. Ain't no different. It hasn't changed. Penalty and interest is more than you'll ever be able to pay. I don't care how small the amount, $1,000, $2,000, $50,000. People don't have that kind of money to drop it. And then if they try to pay you, you kill them with penalty and interest. So it's just like they're getting extra to pay you, but it does nothing. I've seen people buying homes 20 years ago, $50,000, $56,000 for a house. Just say $60,000. Over 20 years later, still owe 46. Paying $500 a month and only $100.50 went towards the principal. And you got another 46 years to pay. Usury, using systems to use you up, to hurt people, cause them to struggle. Time out for that. For the ones that want to change stuff like that, those are the ones that I want to join Houston Wall Street movement. Time for a change. This is what I want. This is what's going to happen. And this is what I'm going to be talking about the rest of the year and next year. And really going to talk when it all takes place and get the flowing like it should. Because we're going to build a culture of like-minded people that don't agree with all that type of stuff. And don't have to be in a position where you have to agree with it or take it. They talking about protests against things. Been protesting, been going on for years. Ain't made no difference. Got to empower people to make a difference. Because if I get empowered, my cousin that never said anything or understood anything that I said or believed it, if I get empowered and start making a difference, he gonna believe in me whether he did 20 years ago or not. Because he can see some value in it. He's seeking change. He see the goodness in it. So we're gonna have to start being that person in the mirror that people look in and see, say, hey, I need to be with those like-minded people over there. My paradigm has shifted. My mindset have changed. These are the things that we got to do. It's time out for all that other stuff because, see, right now, you got Satan out there. People are dying from COVID. I hear people making songs and things out of the COVID and people dying and talking about believing in this and believing in that, the needle this and all this kind. That's not pretty. That's evil. For the ones that's getting sick and causing other people to get sick because they refuse to do something just because someone else said something about it. I've been getting shots all my life. Like I said, I was in the military. I came up, gun on each shoulder, poop, poop, shots. Didn't know what they for. Don't even know the name of them today. So it's been going on for years. Diphtheria, smallpox, anthrax, all kind of diseases and stuff been going on. So the people know what they're doing. God empowered them with scientific things to where they can actually do things. We ain't been going to the moon all the time. We ain't been building rockets all the time. We ain't been having Lear jets all the time. Fast trains, supersonic trains, and just the knowledge that God has given the people and the skills to make things happen. So we can either do good with them or we can lay dormant, take them to the grave with us. It's your choice, but it's there and it's there for a reason. So I got my shots. I'm ready for the booster shot if that's what it takes. I pray that I don't get sick. That's all right. I got faith that I don't get sick. I got faith that the shots I take will work. And when my family members get sick, and I've been telling them all the time about stuff, it really hurts me because they could have listened. Maybe I wasn't convincing enough, whatever. But time out for that. It's time for us to move forward and make things happen. And Madam C.J. Walker built a culture of like-minded people back in the early 1900s, after three gentlemen was in the Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street, built a wealthy city within the city of Tulsa, Oklahoma, we can do it today and better because we have more things to deal with. They had limited supply of everything, but they made it happen. That's because they were focused and they were unified and they had faith that they can do it. And we can do it too. So my time is run out, but I want to thank everybody that got on the call. I think I just gave what I felt because it's time out for everything else. So you can't sugarcoat things for people to understand. Sometimes it has to be raw and like it is for a person to understand it. But I hope I didn't offend anyone, and I hope I said something to get you to change what you're already doing. You don't have to stop doing what you're doing. Just change and say, hey, I'm going to start doing something better. Okay? So I want to thank you for getting on. I appreciate everybody that got on here, and God gonna bless every one of you. And always victory. Let me explain what I mean by that. Always victory. I'm always looking for victory over other stuff that's holding you back. Okay? Always victory, and I want to see everyone at the top. We all rise, what I mean. We all become successful. We all become millionaires. We all grow in our mindsets the same so that we're able to help other people to be like-minded like us. And we'll be on top where God wanted us to be. So always victory, and I see everyone at the top. Good night, and God bless you.